Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to dig into something you've probably noticed everywhere. How exactly did going green go from this kind of niche idea to a full-blown global business revolution? We're going to trace its path from a tiny speck to a massive wave that's changing how we all shop, work, and live.
I mean, you've totally seen it, right? It's on your coffee cup, the tags on your clothes, even in car commercials. Sustainability seems like it just popped up out of nowhere. So what's the deal? How did being green become such a central force in our economy?
Well, it wasn't just one single event. It's more like a story that unfolds in 4 distinct stages, kind of like ripples spreading out in a pond. Let's walk through each one to see how these small changes started to snowball into a movement that's now reshaping entire industries.
Okay, let's start with that first, smallest ripple, the initial spark. These are those early, tangible changes that started popping up here and there, catching the eye of some forward-thinking businesses and, of course, consumers.
This first ripple is all about things you can actually see and touch. Think of the paper straw replacing the plastic one, or clothing brands that started proudly advertising that they use recycled fabrics. Now, these might seem like small changes, but trust me, they were the seeds of a much, much bigger movement.
But here's the thing. Every new trend creates new problems. As these initial sparks started to catch on, businesses began hitting some new obstacles. And that brings us right to our second ripple, emerging issues.
So suddenly, all these new eco-friendly materials led to some really complex waste management challenges. Governments, of course, responded with stricter regulations, and at the exact same time, climate change started to seriously disrupt global supply chains. This was the moment businesses realized this wasn't just about packaging anymore, this was about their entire operation.
And this brings us to our third ripple, which is where everything really starts to connect. Those initial sparks and the problems they created ended up pushing sustainability right into the mainstream. It wasn't a niche idea any longer. It was becoming the new standard.
And what was the driving force behind this huge shift? It was the consumers. As you can see here, a huge number of customers began actively choosing to buy from eco-friendly brands. This wasn't some tiny market segment anymore. It was a major economic force.
This huge shift in what customers wanted forced a fundamental change in marketing. It used to be pretty simple. Just talk about your price and your features. But now, it's a whole different ballgame. Green branding has become a core strategy, not just some nice-to-have.
And that leads us to the final and biggest ripple. So let's zoom all the way out to the big picture. We're now talking about megatrends. These are the massive, undeniable forces that are fundamentally reshaping the entire global business landscape.
Honestly, this quote from our source material really says it all. We've moved so far beyond just marketing slogans. For businesses today, sustainability is becoming a fundamental requirement for survival and for growth.
So what's the number one driver that's unifying all of this? Well, it's one single, powerful force that has captured the world's attention: the global concern over climate change. This really became the ultimate catalyst for everything we've just talked about. So to sum it all up, these ripples have created 3 absolutely unshakable megatrends. First, there's the global concern over climate change. It's a shared worldwide issue. This has created a business imperative where sustainability is literally essential for survival. And finally, it's all powered by the consumer movement, a global force of eco-conscious buyers. These aren't optional anymore. This is just the new reality.
So from a tiny spark to a global wave, we've just traced the evolution of green business. These 4 ripples pretty much define our present reality. But it does leave us with a pretty critical question. What's the 5th ripple going to be, and what will it change?